Hi everyone. Sometimes when you get something as luscious as like oil pastels and colored pencils, you just have to play. It doesn't have to be anything. Anytime, the craft is learning the blending and how things work. But then when you take those things and with intention create something else with it, then you're getting into the realm of art. You're creating art. So I'm just starting with a regular, just a piece of that marker paper and a paper plate, and I've drawn around it a circle. Start with something. Start with a basic shape of something. And then I've taped a little square in the center. And just play. See what things can do. I've got all different kinds of oil pastels here and colored pencils. And I just want to take it and see where it takes me and where I end up going with all of this, and seeing what it can do. I also have a little bit of olive oil, so we can play with that. Okay, now what I'm seeing here with this is kind of a, let's start with kind of the background. I'm seeing I'm going to take some of my Prussian blue, and it's kind of an indigo color, and I like to kind of go fill in a shape, a space, and bring it around. And when you're just creating something like this, you're creating mass. Mass is just like an unnamed shape. The circle in the center is like form, a shape that has a name. When you're just creating like this, I'm going to have it go off the edges a little bit on the side. Maybe what I'll do is go off the edges on the four sides. I kind of like that. Go with your intuition. Start to play. Give yourself a starting point, and then see what comes of it. So we'll just get this color kind of filled in a bit here at the bottom. And then the other color I'm drawn to is kind of this purple. I'll go around with the purple along the edges. I just buy colors and sets that I like, so it's kind of a hit and miss kind of thing. Leaving some of the paper show through is always a cool thing to do. And then I have a baby wipe and some of the olive oil. And let's just see what this does. See, this kind of dissolves it. It carries it out. You're taking it to another level. Your hand and marks are doing other things, and just kind of go with what feels right. So it extends your oil pastel to other shapes, to other forms, and creates another whole different effect. Okay, that's interesting. And so now the center part. Well, that kind of sets up a little bit. I don't know, it's olive oil, how much olive oil will set up. But I'm really saying I would like the center part to have a little bit of dark in places. And just kind of, I feel like I'm in an incubation period, and I think that's what this is. We start with a circle, and a circle can be spirit, the world, life. The circle has many, many meanings and on subconscious levels, you know, all kinds of things happening with the circle. I'm going to put a little bit of that in. Let's just see what's going to happen here. I'm going to put in a little bit, I would like to put in a little bit of a blue. And of course the Prussian is a blue already. Just a little bit. And then I want to use a color that I don't use very often, and I think it's an orange. So I'll put some of that in around the edges, getting all kinds of colors happening, using the side of it, broad strokes. And then I'm seeing this as ultimately being kind of a red. So I have a red here. Let's see what happens when we go over all of these tones with red. You know, when you play, it's an experiment. You're seeing what's going to go on here. There's never a right way or a wrong way. It's just kind of seeing what's going to happen. So I'm going to go over this, get right up close to the rectangle. And the rectangle is always like 4 square. It's the earth. It's solid. It's grounded. So this is like the spirit encompassing everything on earth and whatever is happening in all its unpredictable craziness. Okay, nice big scribble there. Now, let's try, I'll just fold over my baby wipe a little bit. A little more olive oil. Let's see what we're going to get here. I'd like to get some really red, some kind of blended tones. But the fun of this is you're learning what it's going to do. There's never a wrong way to do this, because with everything, it either turns out, you know, we're not all going to make masterpieces, as that quote I put in. You know, we're not here to fill museums. We're here to experiment. I like that very much. Joseph Albers, an artist, said that. And that's true, you know. I mean, Picasso made so many paintings, and we only know about the ones that are really famous. See, then I can work into this with red again, and it all kind of blends. Look at that. So I can bring back that color. And use, this is a nice one, this is a square one. That's from a square set I have somewhere. And then a little bit more with the orange again. Creating a very vibrating. See, now that you work over it, you start to get texture happening again. So you have a basic color down, and then you get texture. And you still have the deeper tones showing through, but it's all about play. Now I'm really, really drawn to this kind of golden yellow something, and I'm going to just make a spiral that's going to overlap and kind of come down and carry through See, overlapping then kind of brings it all together. Make a circle. Make a circle of these yellow dots. And the color shows through, which is kind of interesting. Maybe even a little bit more right in the red like that, carrying it through. And I want to see how, let's see here, where did my white go to? Okay, peel off a little bit of the paper here. I want to do white and carry through some bigger. There we go. Turn it a little bit. A little bit more things happening. And following a pattern. You know, patterns were like the first art. Patterns have been found on rocks, on sticks. They did patterns to represent the phases of the moon from ancient times. They found a moon calendar that's like 9,000 years old. And it's good to kind of clean off the end, especially of a white, to get the other colors off. And get your white back again. So, pattern. And of course, if I really wanted to make that brighter, I could paint over it with white acrylic paint. Anything goes, you know, to try to get your, well, what we could try is too, we could try more of that yellow. I really would like it to be white. So, and then, you know, you can do other things, like back into this with, make a shape, another circle shape. I feel like I'm in the celestial birthing place of stars or something at this time of the year. And then, of course, you know, you can use your pencils to really clean up the edges and make them clearer and crisp. And then let's just try some of the pencils and see what we can get with them. I like spirals. So it turns up, here's this a green, and it's turning up a little bit yellower in places, greener in other places, but the overlapping brings it all together. I got my spiral in. So you can work with just shapes or shapes that have a name. And more circles of yellow dots appearing, and another circle of dots appearing. And I also like very much, I'm kind of sticking to some color tones. Let's do another shape. I love arrows. I'm a Sagittarian. I don't know if that has anything to do with, but you know, we're kind of coming in off the side and carrying our eye in with arrows. And you know, you just want to play. You just want to play a little bit. Let's try Let's try. Bringing in this corner a little bit, you know, you want to make things look interesting everywhere. And see what it is your hand wants to do, how it wants to move. More of those dots. And maybe, let's see. Well, that's pretty good right there, you know. Maybe I'll just do a little bit to accentuate the square in the center. A little bit more stuff happening in this way. I like symbols. I like symbols very much. And this I can just use a paper towel and just kind of blend it out a bit. And do some more. Let's see, let's try this. Let's try turquoise. I like symbols. I like triangles. Oh, that's nice. Square. Triangles kind of carry our eye to the center and get smaller. Do little circles that kind of carry our eye to the center from out somewhere else. Maybe carry it out even into the white edge, like a little flow of little circles. Just play, have fun with this. See what calls to you. See what it ends up being. And then when I think I'm kind of maybe done, I can just remove my little square. And so it's gone over the edges just a little bit. But let's see. I would just take a little bit of a pencil. And just kind of smooth out the edges a little bit. And take a paper towel and just kind of go over it. Let's see what I got. Okay, it's still there. Maybe even a little bit of olive oil. So it kind of looks like it's something intentional. And I think that's it. So play, you know, experiment. I really like clean edges when I tape things down. And it doesn't have to be a landscape, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but you can make a very intentional design of patterns. So have fun with this, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.